Charlie Filippo from Denville.
If not, from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
My name is Lupino. I've been living in Denver.
It's much different. The people that you're surrounded by are all there because they want to be, not because somebody told them they had to be. And so they're a lot more driven, a lot more motivated. We just got out of a study group, and it was just amazing.
If you feel like you want to learn something, definitely try to make the transition. Once you get through the program, you'll see it all comes together. You may not understand certain segments, but at the end, everything pretty much pulls together. And when you leave, you're going to have a very good foundation, and you should be able to get out there and start coding right away.
Even every day that was review, I still learn new things. So I can't complain with that. The first 2 days of this week has been all new stuff. It's been really exciting.
This is a fantastic program, and it really applies you, and it will also, applies and challenges you and all that stuff, but it also gives you a handle on exactly where a large portion of the market force is headed. And so it gives you the skills and then allows you to have the opportunity to become pretty much employable for years to come.
I think the instructors are really good. They seem to know a lot. They seem great. They seem very dedicated. Oh, I must ask the most questions to anybody there. I'm wondering why everybody else has no questions. And they seem totally patient. They're very willing to sit and explain and give of their time and answer emails, whatever it takes.
The administrative people, everybody's friendly. They make you feel at home. And I think it takes a little pressure off. You don't feel welcomed.
My current instructor, Vito, I think I'm very impressed with. He seems to really have a very good understanding of the technology.
And he is really good. He knows his stuff well, and he's had plenty of experience, and I'm looking forward to learning more. He's really good.
Very thorough training. The teacher is very good, and also the course is set up very well. I find that it's easy to follow, but I think they'll do a good job of teaching us. All your examples are good, the practices and that type of stuff. All the samples, very good.
Overall, I really thought that they were so knowledgeable, like unbelievable. I don't know how they can hold all that knowledge.
It's like you are there.
You're in your own environment. There's nobody else sitting around you who can distract you. I think that's been better for me.
It's definitely nicer not having to get up at 3 hours earlier and do the commute.
Well, the grid is really great. It's just like being in class in many respects, and I'm able to talk to the other ones on the grid, and we communicate via emails.
I talked to one of the people who took the grid a couple semesters ago, and after speaking with him, I thought I'm going to stay and stay at home and do it via the grid and see what happens. And so far, I think it's been a great decision.
I think they were great. They're great learning tools, and I've been told by some of the instructors that that's what they are. Their lab week is learning week. It's a learning week. So I think they've been good practices for what we've learned.
They're not extremely, you can't do them hard, but they're hard enough that you have to go and look back and recheck on everything. You don't get it done in the first. If it says 50 minutes, it takes 50 minutes. If it says 10 minutes, it takes 10 minutes. They're all that stuff.
The second project was basically, here it is, go to it and see what, and everybody was allowed to do it differently. So I think the second project lets you start thinking a little bit more freely, as opposed to the first project where you just kind of wanted to get it done. The second one kind of allows you to show your personality with the application.
I gotta say, just doing the projects and then watching them, getting them to come together and actually work at the end was pretty neat.
Set Focus, puts out graduates that are skilled, such to be able to get employed, which is part of why we're here. In fact, another student had mentioned that it was sort of funny that we both got hired through Set Focus as opposed to our own.
I got lots of calls from recruiters. The first day, I think I got 22 phone calls, and from there, phone interviews to face-to-face.
I actually had an interview with a national mortgage company, and for their SQL department, and that was amazing. I actually had the interview with about 5 DBAs. I've had interviews with 2 consulting firms, one for government position and one for a couple of positions within the resort industry here in California. I've actually also been talking to some major program companies and internet companies for e-commerce to work with their DBA SQL development team.
Recruiters, as soon as I posted my resume, recruiters began contacting me in regards to various positions. It was probably I got about 2 or 3 emails a day from new recruiters. To be honest with you, I'm still getting 2 or 3 emails a day.
The company that I accepted for is it's called Bankers Edge, and they do an online test system for basically all the banks, because the bank needs a requirement for the employee.
I see an immense amount of opportunities. And I say that because with the experience level that I've been taught at and the experience quantity that I've been taught, it's amazing. So I know that my resume is filled with information that employers want, and so I'm a wanted commodity. And for me, that's exactly what I wanted.
This is a good way to, kind of cement your future, because there's always going to be a demand for good programmers.
Set Focus helped me focus on the path which I wanted to take.
Yeah, I have friends that ask me about it who are, that I went to college with in computer science, or people who have these technical backgrounds, and they ask me all these questions, and all I can do is, just talk positive about it. So yeah. I recommend it to people.
In the end, it was worth it. I have a job. I got a few offers when I went down to Charlotte, and I'm glad I came.
So you can stay at home and be afraid and try to do it on your own, or think that it's a scam, or lump Set Focus in with other training programs that you were unhappy with. Or you could sit and listen to this interview and the numerous other ones that are on the web, call me by phone, and listen to the success stories and stories of those that have actually gone through the system here and became employed in a field that they love and with a company that is more than they expected. So I just happened to be somebody that took the chance and did it. And did I have reservations in the beginning? Sure. But 13 weeks down the road, which seems like yesterday, it's really indescribable on how you feel. You're a changed person when you come out of here. Everybody's here for a different reason, but the end result is to get the education and the skills that you need to get .NET technology, a .NET technology job, employment that is, and I see that that's happening all around you. For those that have any type of reservations whatsoever, seek out previous students, previous graduates, and ask all those fearful questions you have and try to get answers to them that help you make a better informed decision. There's really no reason that you couldn't be here or on the grid. It's just you have to ask yourself, is this what you really want to do? Because you make it pretty easy for someone to become involved and get the education here and become employed in the .NET field.